and it's just just working. That's it.
Yeah, cool, cool. See, yeah, then you'll. I don't know how long you're gonna be there, but yeah, one thing you they can't say is you have no experience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
You
know.
know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
They had us. I had to work with these electricians today. They were teaching me some different stuff about how to fix some of the machinery there. So it was real cool because them guys are some vets. They've been working there for a long time. Some of them guys worked there for over 50 years. So
at the
um,
mill,
yeah, yeah. So so it's
yeah,
real cool to just soak everything again.
working there for 50 years, huh?
50. This one man worked there for 52 years.
He's still
52.
working there.
They call him homie. Yes, 52 years. 52
Yeah,
years.
yeah. My aunt did that. She worked at the hospital for 50 years.
That's a long time.
She started when she was 18
That's a long time.
and worked at the same place for 50 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, that is a long time. 25, I'm about time to bounce. It's about time to bounce before then. You can
Yeah.
retire. But no, yeah. But see, her rationale was because she actually worked two jobs, most of that time.
Mm-hmm.
And her rationale was, what you gonna do if you're at home?
Yeah.
You sit down, don't do anything, you get sick, and then you pass. That's actually what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
She has stopped working.
I mean, but it wasn't long after that. Yeah, she got
Oh,
sick and passed on. Yeah.
see.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a long time she was there, right around the corner, worked at the hospital, worked two jobs. Yep. Yeah. So
How you been doing?
me?
Yeah.
I'm doing well, brother. I can't complain.
Good.
Enjoy this heat wave we had today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty nice outside today.
I thought I was in Bermuda. I thought I was where Brother Hill is at.
Yeah, he chilling, man.
Chilling,
The waves. He got
coladas.
Yeah, he got a flower shirt on. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that brother in Hawaii. Yeah, man, it was a heat wave. It was like 50 degrees, man. Shoot. Outside, short sleeve shirt.
Yeah, it got up to like 68, 70 down here.
Oh, now see. You see y'all got the 50. It's 70. Wow, What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm all right. I was at work and somebody said something, and I was like, Kunta Kinte. And I was like, why did I just say that?
It's Kunta Kinte. Yeah. Yeah. Man, that was funny.
I was like, oh, that's why I said it.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's an inside joke. Y'all might not know what's going on.
Nah.
I don't know what's going on. No, we was talking about something that came up. Well, I brought it up. What's up, brother Tim?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Okay, good. Well, how you doing?
This brother got the Ted Koppel mic. Why do you have? This brother about to get a weather.
I usually have a headset. It go on my head, but I can't find the other piece. And yeah, without it, y'all wouldn't be able to hear me.
Gotcha. Yeah, you got a mic through. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Everything's smooth.
Good. That's good. How's the weather? Watch this. How's the weather there?
It's been up and down like crazy. Some days it'll be like below 30, and then it'll jump up to like 65.
Really?
Yeah, it's been crazy. So I
Get that
don't know what that is, but yeah, it's 'cause I know last year around this time we had like 2 inches of snow.
Wait, how many? 200.
2 inches. Yeah, and I don't know if this ever happened to like cold weather climates or whatever, but this is the first time I've seen this in North Carolina, where the trees had froze over.
Really?
And like all the branches was like ice. It was no snow on the ground. The ice wasn't on the ground. It was just on the tree.
Mm.
And the trees was just falling over all over the place, like crashing on people's roofs. They had a big tree crash on the highway, and they had a drone, like the city did like a drone video over the city, and you could just see like all the trees were just icicles. And I was like, man, what is that? But that was kind of weird to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you some pictures when it starts snowing here. What it looked like. Be thankful that you're in North Carolina, man. Because I already got a feeling it's gonna be a bad winter here, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a bad winter here because that's what happens. It gets warm, you know. It's cycles, you know. It'll get warm. It's about to get real cold. Watch. It's about to get real cold. You know, it'll get warmer before it gets cold, just like it gets colder before it gets warmer. You ever notice that in weather? At least here, that's what happens. Austin, like, I don't know what you're talking about. If you pay attention, you'll have heat before cold and cold before heat. Like in the springtime, right before you had a weather breaking, it's gonna get colder and then it's gonna move forward. It's gonna get hotter. Same thing here. It's getting warmer, then you're gonna have it get real cold. It moves in cycles. I don't know if Brother Makai's at work, but peace to you, good brother. Probably so. Yeah.
It'd be cold up where he at too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember driving up there.
Oh yeah, we drove. How long did it take you?
It was about 3.5 hours.
Okay.
And I know it wasn't snowing where I was at. By the time I got about an hour from out where he was, it was snow everywhere.
Yeah, that weather, man.
Just dropped.
Yeah. Sometimes those places are not quite as bad as like the Midwest or up, you know, further, you know, northeast, but like it's still bad sometimes. Yeah. So
I don't
every place is, huh?
So I don't see how people build houses and live out there.
Where he's at?
Well, like when I was driving through there, it was like literally like you driving through the mountains, and it's like houses on the
houses
mountains.
in the mountains. Yeah, we was driving there, and it didn't look like they were prosperous either.
Right. And I was like, man, how y'all live out here?
Like Appalachia. So it was a lot of those areas going through there. It was like that, man. I'm just looking at them like, man, what do y'all do out here?
Yeah.
Because there's like literally nothing out there. What do y'all do? You know what I'm saying? Not what Brother Makai is, but I'm saying like going there, I was like, man, what do y'all do out here? But I don't know. It is what it is. People live how they live. That's their home, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody can come where I'm at and they're like, how do y'all live out here? You know? Maybe they come from a big city somewhere, you know? All right. Well, brothers, I ain't gonna keep y'all long. I just, what did I send y'all? I sent y'all a couple things. Hold on.
First, did y'all see, we missed this last week, Kyle Kuzma, his sweater.
Say again?
Y'all see Kyle Kuzma, his sweater?
I didn't.
You didn't see it?
Uh-uh.
Anybody else saw it? Nobody saw his sweater?
Nah, I didn't see it.
Man, he had big. Everybody in the NBA was clowning him. It was a big deal. He had on this big, oversized pink sweatshirt.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, I did. I saw that. Yeah, brother. Why are they doing this? Yeah, his stuff was ridiculous. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I did see that. I forgot about it. You looking at it now? Oh yeah, he was tripping, man.
What are you on, man?
And I don't know, bro. He needed to get, man. It's just the effeminization of men, man.
He
Bro.
tripping, man.
Yeah. He you know. And it's like, wait a minute, man. What are you trying to do exactly? Like, I'm gonna show it real quick, and it might as well. Let's see here. Give me a second.
I ain't never seen that design before.
Bro, What are you doing? Like he's strutting, like this is like in the catwalk. You know what I'm saying? He's serious.
Tragic, man. Tragic.
And who? It looked like he has his sister's sweater on. His sister's a giant.
Lizzo.
I ain't.
He got a Lizzo sweatshirt on.
I mean, like a giant, like a. Cause look at the arms, bro.
Yeah.
But you said they were clowning him.
Yeah, they was getting on.
Good,
They was,
good.
That don't even make no sense.
Nah, man. And how do you get? And that's the thing, man. It's not just any kind of man. It's the most. You gotta think about these guys are like 6'10".
Right.
So what's the wingspan on this shirt? Like probably 85 feet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's ridiculous. Yeah, brother. And then he got a jury on. He got jury on over there. Yeah, but I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know. It's ridiculous. Out of his mind. They all clown except Westbrook. I heard that. I was about to say Westbrook. So now the LA Lakers, man, I'm looking at them like, who next? Because Westbrook out there in a dress. Now Kyle out there in the pink sweater, man. I don't know, bro. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's out of control, man. He's supposed to be the most masculine guys, man. But they say he tried to defend his infamous pink sweater on Instagram. Bro, you can't defend that. Hold on, let me see what he said. Man, Kyle Kuzma fighting for his life in his Instagram comments. Wait a minute. Man, and it's cold out, are the defense that he choked. Wait. He said it was fire and that it's cold out. Man, is somebody putting these cats up to do this, or they just doing this for attention? What do you think? Just why would you do that? He didn't do that in LA. He did it. Oh yeah, that's right. He is in DC. You're right. He got traded. You're right. I forgot about that. He did. I'm looking at the uniform. He did get traded. You're right. Why y'all think they're doing this, man?
Ain't got no home training.
No home training. Oh man,
I think somebody's having them do that because you can't get that sweater nowhere.
No, you can't get it nowhere else. It's like a 7XL. Women 7XL. That's crazy. So he said making deals. They're making deals with somebody. All right. Yeah, I forgot about that, brother Tim. That was ridiculous. Let's see.
I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Huh?
Let's say I never seen nothing like that before.
Well, I'm trying to think of the NBA. Only thing I could think of is like, well, of course, Westbrook. That was ridiculous. He had a skirt on. But then, I don't know. Some of the stuff like Dwayne Wade was wearing was suspect.
Yeah.
It wasn't that though, but it was suspect.
Yeah.
It was suspect to me. But I don't know, man. Them guys, man, I don't know, man. Let's see. I know you brothers saw what happened in Michigan.
No, what happened?
The school shooting in Michigan.
Oh man, yeah, I seen that. It was like initially they said it was like 3 kids who died or something like that, and then it went up from there. I think I'm not sure how many.
Yeah, it went up to 4.
4?
Yeah.
I saw a video where he tried to impersonate a cop for them to open the door.
Really?
Yeah, he was impersonating a cop, and then I think he slipped up by saying bro or something like that. So all the kids hopped out the window, and then the police so happened to be there when they hopped out the window, and they were able to make it to safety.
Yeah, man.
That's so crazy.
Uh-oh, hold on. Four four students were killed. Quite a few more were injured. Let's see. Suspect is 15 years old. She's getting charged as an adult. Yeah, man, say what's going on in society that's causing people to do stuff like this.
Man. And you know, I was watching I can't remember this young man name, but he had an incident where he went in and he shot up the grocery store that he worked at.
Really?
I can't remember his name, and but he had a YouTube channel where he was talking about it and not detailing what he was going to do, but talking about, you know, how he was feeling and why he was going to do this. Like he planned it all.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to watch this he used to watch a cartoon. I can't remember the name of the cartoon, but it had like it was like some fairies. And like in his mind, I guess he became like, I don't want to say obsessed, but maybe like a fanatic of this cartoon or whatever. And he was the artist, so he like drew pictures and like hung them on his wall in his room and stuff like that. But in his mind, he started to fantasize that he was the female fairy, or that he was a female fairy. Or that's what he was supposed to be.
A female fairy.
Right. And that when he died, like that's what he was gonna go on to be.
Wait, he gonna I'm not trying to be in the resurrection. I mean, what is he saying? He's saying
I guess in the afterlife, like after
in the
he
afterlife,
died,
he said he's gonna be a fairy.
Right.
Okay, so basically, he's out of his mind. Okay.
Yeah. And he went into the grocery store that he was at, and I think he killed 3 out of the 4 people that was in there. And blocked off the doors, closed all the doors, like moved I guess pallets and stuff, and blocked off the entrances and the exits. And then he ended up letting one girl run off before he killed himself. But yeah, I forget the guy's name, but it's on YouTube, and it was crazy. But like you say, like what goes on in these people's head when they do something like this, I mean, ain't no telling.
Yeah, I always say, that's why I say you have to filter your thoughts, man. You know, you have to control what you think about. And then I think too, man, in addition to, because life is hard, life has been hard. That's the nature of it. That's the human condition. But like, we're making weak people. Well, I mean, like weak-minded. Like some of the stuff that like people talk about bullying. And did you have bullying when you was growing up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like now though, it seems like I'm not justifying bullying or anything like that, but like it seems like we're making weaker generations. I don't know. It's just like weak minds. When things happen and people do things like this, I don't know, man. It just seems like we're weaker as well, I don't know. It seems like we're making weaker people.
Did they ever give
mentally? What's that?
Did they ever give any details as to his like his upbringing? Like, did he grow up in a broken home and stuff like that, or?
I don't know. I know they were saying like, let me see. They were saying like they had talked to him before. It was an issue with him before.
Okay.
It's just like we did. I don't know, man. It seemed like he's only 15, man.
You know, I think that a lot of I guess troubled teens.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to say they misunderstood, but at a certain point, it's really nobody that's really connecting with them. Or
They feel isolated.
Yeah, it's like whatever they feeling inside, like they don't feel like they can express that to anybody. And then they start looking for other ways to express it, and they end up something like this.
Then they lash out.
Yeah, and on top of that, the stuff that they watch on TV, you know, it don't help any. Like this one guy, like he fantasizing about his life being a cartoon world, really. It's just,
And then they got to take other people out with them.
right.
They ain't going by themselves. They miserable and they want you. They're gonna take you out. A lot of it, a lot of it, I think, is a reaction. Not in every case, obviously, but a lot of these cases is a reaction of people who feel rejected by society,
Right.
and that rejection causes anger.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, another part of me thinks, but still, you need to be stronger in your mind than that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't, and that might sound insensitive, but like,
Yeah.
so what do we do? Like, what are we doing in society? I'm not saying you had an answer. I'm just saying, like, society is such that people are doing this type of thing because they're in pain. But like, I think about how people have lived in the past and life was much more harsh.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
I think it's just like you said, and parents aren't developing their children to be mentally and emotional, have a good mental and emotional foundation in order to control and I guess guide their emotions, right? Like I notice a lot of kids now, they'll get mad and like really mad enough to fight somebody about the slightest things.
mhm.
Even like for instance, I knew a guy, he was getting ready to fight another guy over somebody else's wheels on their car. Like you better fight somebody because somebody else said somebody else's car's wheels was ugly. That's really what you're about to fight about?
He was. I hate to say this, but he ain't had no daddy, did? Or you don't know?
I don't know.
I mean, that's. I mean, I don't know. That's important. Yeah, men definitely have to control their emotions, man. You have to channel that. I mean, emotion obviously is good at a certain time, but come on, man. We gotta. I don't know. Yeah,
You
then,
know,
like, go ahead, bro.
like I was saying, like you think back to when we grew up, and I guess we aspire to be certain things, you know. So like when I was a kid, like we watched WWF and WCW wrestling, you know. So we always, you know, aspire to be, you know, one of the big wrestlers. Or we watched Dragon Ball Z, you know, everybody wanted to be Goku. So we always had, like, you know, Michael Jordan was big and Penny Hardaway was big. So we had all of these I don't want to say icons, but like role models and things to like aspire to be. And then like nowadays, you look at a TV, you got everybody pandering to emotions and depression.
Mm.
You know, a lot of the cartoons, you got emo kids in the cartoons, and just you know, you got depressed characters like in cartoons and in
Really?
children's TV shows now. Yeah. Like you know, like Winnie the Pooh, you had Eeyore. You remember Eeyore? His tail always falling off. So so you got people, but it's a lot more of that going on, like in the TV series. So it's just they have an outlet to I guess cling to that type of characteristics.
I think it's cool to be depressed.
The way you said it, it was just I was just laughing how you said it.
I'm trying to be. I'll be honest, brother. I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Sensitive to this situation.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, but you like if you look at life and how I'm not saying it's easy, but how life is comparatively speaking to other places and other times in human history. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, shoot, even now, we were just talking about Venezuela.
Right.
Them people are making a way.
Well, it's very extremely violent there, but it's
Yeah.
violent there because and Brazil, you know, you look at certain places, but Venezuela, man, people eating out of garbage cans.
Yeah.
Garbage, you know, dumpsters is literally like, you know, extremely violent. Man, I don't know. I think we need, well, I'm not saying what we go to, because we doesn't include the world. The world is going the way in which it's going, but I think believers need to, first of all, you definitely need to instill in your children, obviously, a moral compass, which is Torah, you know, which Torah tells you men need to do. That can guide you. We also need to, you know, even if you think about Israel in the Bible as a nation, all those men went to war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They basically, you know, at a certain age, a lot of them went to war. You know, and so like you basically growing up as a well, if you know, Israel went astray a lot of times, but it was supposed to be that you were supposed to be knowledgeable of Torah and a warrior. That's just what it was. You know, so you can't be, I don't say weak minded. I keep saying that, but like you had to have strength to do something like that. But I don't know, brother. It's unfortunate.
I think strength is definitely either falling off the table or halfway off the table. Most
Bro,
people.
Kyle Postman in a pink sweater, bro. Removed from the table. You know what I'm saying? Like
strength is something that I think strength definitely, actually, as a matter of fact, strength is secondary to emotion, without a doubt.
Yeah, emotion that get you killed. You know, as a man, that get you killed. You acting off of emotions. You know, you have to be. I'm not saying be stoic, but you have to control your emotions. You know, all that. You know, you sometimes see. I don't know. Anyway, seeing little boys crying for no reason. It's like, are you bleeding? And stop crying. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll dog that. You shouldn't tell him to do that. Well, he gonna walk around cry all the time or be emotional with the police. You know what I'm saying? Be emotional with his woman? Nah. Later on in life? Nah, man. You gotta get it together.
I think a lot of people make the I guess bridge the gap and say, well, since you're telling him, you know, he can't cry over this, it's not okay to cry. When that's not in reality what people are saying when they say that. It's a time to actually shed tears, but then it's a time where you're just crying for no reason.
Bro, how you got a full belly and air conditioning in the heat? a 50-inch TV in your room. You know what I'm saying? A closet full of Jordans. What you crying about?
I think they need to open up our boys' school again, especially after what I had read in that book, man. That was crazy. I think that
Wait, what you talking about?
I said I think that they need to open up more boys' schools with just all boys and men teachers. Especially after I had read what was in the book that you had wrote. It was just ridiculous. And I think that there just needs to be initiatives for young men to be ushered and their behavior curtailed a little better.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and there's a shortage of teachers, and certainly a shortage of male teachers. But like,
Yeah.
but you know, that would help. You know, as far as you seeing an example of masculinity. You know, because a lot of times it's just a lack of masculinity. That's, I think, in part that's what you're seeing too. And going back to Kunta Kinte, you know, when you look at that movie, notice that in the movie, in the first part, when he was still in Africa, when he became a man, like they went through a rites of passage. You know, they went into the rites of, passage to become a man. There were certain things they had to know, certain things they had to do. You know, so yeah, brother, definitely.
And this school shooting, this was a white kid.
Yes, I just showed him. I don't know if you saw him on the screen. The young man, yeah, he's definitely looks like he's of European descent. And I believe, I don't know if it was a predominantly white school, but it looked like the kids he shot were white as well. I'm not sure on that. Oxford, I'm not sure that area, but it looks that way. Maybe.
Was it random, his victims, or did it have some kind of intent behind it?
I thought it was random. And like and I pulled this up, and brother Micaiah, he said it in the chat too. The parents might get charged.
He's only 15.
Yeah, he's young.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not hard for them to get hold of guns either.
You say that again, brother?
I say it's not hard for them to get a hold of guns either.
Oh, young people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it didn't say he was a bully or nothing like that. It just said he
I think he's dealing with issues. I know they had contacted him about some other things. The parents, I believe, about some other things that had taken place. Let's see. Yeah, I'd have to find that part. Yeah, here it is. Investigators reveal concerns about behavior of Michigan student. This is what I was looking for. Let's see. This is from CNN. Investigators reveal concerns about behavior of Michigan high school shooting suspect leading up to the tragedy. 2 teachers separately reported concerning behavior from Saul. He's a sophomore. They want prompting 2 meetings with him, including one with his parents just hours before the killings. A teacher in the classroom where he was, a student saw and heard something that she felt was disturbing. They had a counseling session with school officials. A different teacher in a different classroom saw some behavior that she felt was concerning. They brought the child down to the office. Had a meeting with school officials, called him, the parents, and ultimately it was determined that he could go back to class. But said Crumpy soon opened fire outside the school bathroom. He moved through a hallway at a methodical pace. Prosecutors said shooting at students in hallways and classrooms before surrendering, and what's become the deadliest shooting at a U.S. K-12 school since 2018 and the 32nd on such a campus since August 1st. Bouchard declined to detail they don't want to say probably what the teacher's concerns were, let them go back to class. Adding that his department was never informed by the meeting prior to the shooting or that there were any concerns about behavior.
Sounds like some negligence.
Well, I'm not going to say it is or it isn't, I don't know, but I see why you say that. And that could be a lawsuit in the future for sure.
I mean, even on the parts of the parents too.
Pardon me?
Even on the part of the parents too, because obviously they knew something was wrong with their child. Like, hey, you need to and if this had been like my grandparents, If they had come to the school once, I would have been in trouble. If they had come up into the school twice, I would have really been in trouble. I wouldn't have been able to leave no house, let alone leave the house with a gun and then go shoot up the school. So somebody wasn't keeping an eye on him when they should have, at least emotionally, at least in that immediate time.
When did school shootings in the U.S. like this first start to happen?
Was it like the Columbine?
I was about to say Columbine. They were having shootings in schools and urban schools, but not mass shootings. Like somebody get shot, like over gang violence, drugs, etc. in the schools. But like the Columbine was the main one. That's when it really became a tragedy. Columbine was an affluent area, you know, where that school was. Did you ever see that video?
I remember seeing it in school. They used to always show it in school. Yeah. They showed like some video from the cafeteria. I remember it. It's a blur now, but I remember some of it a little bit.
Pretty sure one of the guys had a sawed off.
Man, it was a frightening. I've been in situations, well, you know, where there's been a lot of bullets flying at you, and people. It's similar to that, not in the school, but like that's a frightening thing because how they were walking around. Yeah, something that, well, we already know American society is sick because it's a sick society. So anyway,
well, were you teaching when that happened, brother?
Me?
Yeah.
No. What year was that? That was
2002.
2002. That was 2002.
Let me see.
I thought it was like 96 or 98.
It was like 99.
I'm gonna say 2002. I was still in college.
Okay.
I was in.
It was 99.
I was gonna say 2002. Yeah. I was in college, so I hadn't graduated yet. I was I'm 19. Why you ask?
Oh, I was just because I was in school when that happened. I think I was in
high school,
7th grade.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was middle school.
Middle school.
It was like I say, it was a big thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it freaked the whole school system out.
Yeah, a lot of changes after that, and it was a big thing because it was a mass shooting. It was a big thing, but like it's one of those things when something happened, I can't believe it could happen here. That's how it was. It was framed like that. Yeah, like I can't believe this is happening in this area. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, that was a tough one there. Something, you look at certain things like that and, hopefully it puts something on people that survive, putting something on their mind, not just the trauma, but like put things into perspective about their own lives and about, okay, this clearly is temporal. What is this life all about? Kind of like, where when you read about the Tower of Siloam in the Bible, and the Lord's like, man, you think these people were wicked? Or what about about the ones that were mingled, had their blood mingled with the sacrifices? He said, man, unless you all like perish, unless you repent, you'll likewise perish. And that's what puts something on your mind, like, hey, it's time to know God because your time is any time.
That's kind of what happened to me when I went to I think it was July when I went to the hospital. I was like, all right, I gotta get in these scriptures.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's in Luke 13 and verse 1. It said there was present at that season some that told him of the Galileans whose blood Pilate had mingled with their sacrifices. And Jesus answering said unto them, suppose ye that these Galileans were sinners above all the Galileans because they suffer such things? I tell you, nay, but except ye repent, ye shall all likewise perish. Or those 18 upon whom the tower of Siloam fell and slew them, think ye that they were sinners above all men that dwelt in Jerusalem? I tell you, nay, but except ye repent, ye shall all likewise perish. Yeah, so it's always time to find the Lord, because your life could be over in an instant. So that's what happened too. People get sick, and they'll. I ain't seen people get sick. Beat cancer. Come to the Lord. And then when they beat cancer, they beat it. They leave the faith alone. Leave the truth alone.
Yeah.
They like, that was good. Back to my life. Man.
That's so crazy.
Oh yeah.
But I had a cousin. He died like 2009 maybe. He didn't have no kidneys.
Mm.
And he just his wife woke up to him brain dead one day.
Mm.
And at the funeral, my brother told me, my brother was talking to one of my other cousins, and my cousin had mentioned to my brother, he asked him, do you think, old boy went to hell? And I guess that was like his first time really thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother told him, because my brother told me this story. And he said he laughed and he said, if I die today, I know I'm going to hell. Like, where you think you going? And
but he said what?
My brother told my cousin that if he died that day, then he knew he was gonna go to hell.
Really?
Yeah, my brother told my cousin, and my brother was telling me this at the same time, and I was just trying to wrap my head around, like, if you really have that kind of understanding, why haven't you done anything to change your life?
Mm-hmm.
And he's still, like, to this day doing his thing, and it's like, wow.
He's still trying to debate.
Nah. He just he is doing a little more reading, but he not convicted. He not sold.
Mm.
But he is I guess doing a little more soul searching, I guess. But I'm saying this was over 10 years ago, and it's like, bro, what you waiting on?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. People think they have all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be in an instant, but we don't look at it like that. And that's something when or you feel like, because most people think they good people, but if you sitting up there thinking you good, I'm gonna read this in Ecclesiastes 8:11. It says, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. So one thing, they not punished, so they keep on doing what they've been doing. But then you think about you going to hell. Do you really believe there is a hell? Or do you think like is that something you think you worthy of? Like the person may think they had done so much that they couldn't be worthy of a righteous reward? Or do you really believe in hell? Do you really believe in God? Because that's eternity. I mean, if you really believe that, then it would seem like you would try to repent. I don't know.
I think most people believe that, well, there's two things. That because they're a good person, that they'll go to heaven. And two, you can be wishy-washy and still go to heaven. That's what they think. It's like I can be in the world and I can be a little bit in the world and a little bit out of the world and still be good.
Hooper. Oh, you gotta repent. You gotta get right. All right, real quick, let's talk about this. Y'all been watching this on this Roe v. Wade. Yeah, what do y'all think?
Think that that's crazy that these women. Well, it was quite a few people out there, but I saw a lot of women with the signs that they was making um for that whole thing, and it was disturbing because
Oh yeah.
people don't realize what they're doing. And I thought about how many people they killed, and
Mm-hmm.
60 million people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people, man.
It's more than that though.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. So I think that that's crazy that they don't know where they're at mentally to talk about they, should deserve the right to kill somebody.
I know they don't. I know the big thing is they don't consider them people. That's the first issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's stupid.
When clearly science tells you, any embryologist will tell you that that's not even a thing. They know when life begins at conception. Roe v. Wade is the worst case in Supreme Court history. Worst ruling in Supreme Court history. They got some doozies, Dred Scott. They got some terrible cases, Plessy versus Ferguson. Roe v. Wade is worse. Just because of how many people died and what it was based on. It's founded on pudding. And so I think this is a watershed moment. This is a telltale sign of if this country doesn't get that right, I think it's a wrap. I really do. I think it's a wrap.
I was watching a video of somebody giving a commentary about it, and they were saying that the reason that America is trying to push towards getting rid of it is because there's not enough people. There's not enough people to replace old people.
Keep killing this. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
happening in the way. You got baby shortage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have a place. You need at least 2 to have a 0 birth rate. And a lot of people not having kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's but I know women are pushing that because that's a fail safe. What's that?
They don't want to take the responsibility of having a kid.
Right. And they can get at the last minute in case they reproduce with a man that they didn't want to be with. Hey, they could look, once they have birth control, once you have abortion, it's a wrap. So now you can do anything you want to do sexually.
Yeah.
What happened to people saying the world is too populated? Them
That's
being
a
concerned
lie.
about. I was saying them being concerned about overpopulation.
Cities are overpopulated. Tokyo, you go to a city and it's got all these people in it. Go to Wyoming and see if it's too many people. Go to Montana and see if it's too many people. Drive through Texas in certain areas and see if it's too many people. It's not too many people on the earth. It's that's a lot, and that comes from quite frankly, that comes from people who want to destroy the human population. That's where that comes from. Matter of fact, let me find, if I can find this book. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna find this and if I can find this real quick. This book that talks about the thoughts of one of the people that President Barack Obama chose his cabinet. Give me 1 second. The health czar. Y'all can talk, man. Y'all see.
What's going on, Khalil?
Stuff in my face right now. Hey, did y'all hear that LeBron is sick and he said
From COVID?
yes, yeah, that
Oh,
thing.
my bad. I ain't even mean it. From C19, my bad, man.
He said something. He said something fishy's going on.
That's what he
That's what I
said.
heard he said.
He just now starting to realize that, huh? Yeah, I saw that earlier today. I think he had both vaccinations, and he still got the coronavirus, the C19.
The cooties.
The cooties, yeah.
And I can't find his book. Yeah, my uncle just got it. He just tested positive.
Wow.
He had both shots and a booster. And he just tested positive.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because he was going back to the home or the island, and for his home, and they make you test when you get there. I guess he tested positive.
What y'all think is actually causing certain people to have like reaction to it and other people not?
We are not doctors.
I had a friend I got a friend in Uganda, and her and her aunt was going to the Netherlands, and her two brothers, and everybody had to get their little jab before they went over there, and she got sick, real sick. Like her arm swole up, it had pus coming out of it. She had to stay in the hospital a few days, and but everybody else was fine. So I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
Hey,
We're not doctors, so
can we talk about the Omicron on here? We can't talk about that.
We just got back.
You mean no Marion?
Yeah, the unicorn. The unicorn.
Y'all making a joke of this. Hey, I'm gonna be honest. You told me I hadn't even heard of it. You said, what do you think about it? I was like, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, the unicorn virus.
I know now, but what's that?
I said that just dropped up in Africa.
It's actually
Cali?
It's actually in California, and they just had a few hours ago some cases in New York.
Yep. So I don't know.
Wait, the unicorn virus, what's that?
That's code name. That's the code name. You feel me?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna type it in the chat. Yeah, that's what it really is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just caught the unicorn. Yeah.
I don't think it's enough information to really have any thoughts, to be honest. I mean, not skirting the issue, but they don't really. Do they really know anything about it?
I don't know. I just know people have been making a big ruckus about it up on the news and stuff like that. But
yeah, that's what viruses do. They mutate,
yeah.
And this is going to probably be used to push the idea of more mandates. I'm looking at Australia. Australia is insanity. You looking at Australia, man? They have, well, never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Australia is rough, man. Yeah. So I don't know, brother. I put my trust in the Lord, and that's all I can do, man.
Some of the stuff I hear that's going on in Australia, when people say it, I think it's a joke. And then when I get home, I find out it's real. And I'm like, oh, they're not playing. They were actually serious when they said it, because it sounds like a joke.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like something that wouldn't happen or couldn't happen. Like, I guess this pregnant mom got pepper sprayed in the face because she went past the stop sign or something crazy like that. And
Well,
then
so-
this one woman was talking about going to a protest, not even saying she was absolutely going, she was considering it. And the police showed up at her door.
You see that? That's from Yahoo News.
Wow. That reminds me of a
Wait, they're in a separate
history.
space?
Yes.
Like a
Yes.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Don't say it, but
I'm gonna
yes.
put it up in the chat, bro. I'm gonna remind you. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. 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 One of them.
Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's bogus, bro.
And it's funny, I think about 2 or 3 years ago, they were trying to get Americans to give up their guns. Like, oh, you Americans love your guns so much.
Mm-hmm.
Now they dealing with foolishness.
Yeah. Yep. I saw one of the, it's not funny. I saw somebody get ran over by a horse, like it was, man, everybody got trampled out there, man. I saw people get beat up in the streets for not wearing masks. So I don't know, man. I think there's been so much fear. I think some certain people, you look around, it's like, I don't know if people are tired of being afraid, but they just like, forget it. You know, they're not, it's only so much fear, but I don't know.
I wonder
I remember
what is what's the climax of all of this? Where are they trying to eventually take all this to? Like after you put so many jabs in your arm, what is the ultimate?
Y'all adamant about having this conversation, huh?
I just just something came to my mind real quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We can move on though.
No, I'm not. I don't think it's gonna be good, brother. How could it be?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be good. I know some entities. I know their objective is money, and they've met that. You know, they definitely met that. I think a lot of people have a lot of objectives that are bigger than what people realize. They're gonna look up and not know
what's going on.
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that just aren't asking any questions in general. Not even thinking to ask any questions.
Thinking is difficult. So people don't want to do it. It's difficult and it's scary. The fact that you have to be responsible for your own freedom, that's frightening. Your own well-being is much easier to put that in the hands of somebody else who says they care for you, even though you know good and well there's no history of them caring about you. It's much easier to say, hey, I'll let them do it. And then they keep putting propaganda out, keep putting fear, to make you afraid. Not saying you shouldn't be afraid, but like people are when they're so fearful, kind of defy logic. So it's certain things you don't want to hear. And then that's a tip. It's kind of like 9/11. When you say, hey, something's fishy about that. What you're really saying is perhaps the government has some part in that. Nobody wants to believe that because a lot of people don't want to believe that because if you're saying that, that means you're not safe. You see what I'm saying? So that was kind of one of those things that it's too frightening to believe. but the evidence, I mean,
Yeah.
is clear.
Yep. Yeah. Who
The
records
evidence,
who records a video from that angle at that time? Yeah.
what angle are you talking about, brother?
It was the angle that it was a few angles that they had that they were able to catch the plane at that specific time, and then also the other building that had fell. I forgot the name of that building, not the Trade Center, but the other one. And
WPC 7.
yeah, and they actually in that video from the one at the other building, the what did you say it was again?
The World Trade Center 7.
World Trade Center 7. You could actually hear an explosion in that video. So then there was nothing that indicated that it was from debris that caused that building to fall.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. This is these aren't just, you know, look, this is an organization, Architects and Engineers for 9/11 Truth. You heard about them?
Mm-mm.
Okay. They say their organization is promoting the conspiracy theory that the World Trade Center was destroyed in controlled demolition. But notice it's architects and engineers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, these are people that, you know, and there were hundreds of them. Hundreds of, yeah, it's I didn't even see that sign there, but there were hundreds of them. These are not, you know, these are not just some people just speaking. They're like, hold on, this is not how buildings fall.
Yeah. I saw something where one of the guys that had actually flew the plane, they knew who that was, who flew the plane, and they actually got him a hotel, I think some months in advance. I think in California before it actually happened. So it's a lot of evidence that it was definitely an inside job. And like you said, people want to ignore the obvious. And they must rather believe it's on TV.
Yes, that's frightening to think that something else besides that. But yeah, what else? Let's see. You know what, brother? So I'm gonna hold off on that other topic till another day. And let's I was talking about legacy. I'm gonna hold off on that.
Oh.
If y'all had anything else. Nothing else. What'd you say?
I was reading what you said here in the group chat.
Oh, yeah.
Do y'all think that they're gonna be successful with this Roe v. Wade thing? As far as them getting rid of it?
You know, it's funny how that works. It's a conservative court, but how conservative are they? You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, they're saying it's a good chance, but I don't know, man. I think they'll find a way to keep doing what they've been doing. But if they stop, it'll be like you're leaving. Because you think about it, look, if you stop that, that's an acknowledgement of like, hey, this is wrong, and you're trying to correct the wrong. You know, that's one thing. But if they say no and they just keep going forward, I think they head over a cliff.
It's already too late. Over 60 million.
More than that, because you know, all the states, not everybody doesn't keep all those numbers, so you have a lot more than that.
Yeah, it's already done, man.
You say it's too much. That's just too much.
One is enough. Isn't too much, but over 60 million people.
Yeah, Yeah, 60 million.
That's a lot of people.
Way more than that. And it's you know, this gonna sound horrible, but I was listening to something today, and it was a sister on talking about, like, she was talking about black men, hiding murders and killers. I don't want to hear that when you have aborted 20 million. I don't want to hear anything about violent men. I don't want to hear anything about any of that. No, man, our sister went in and killed 20 million of those 60 million.
That's insanity. That is crazy.
Yeah, we only 43 million. And we killed 20 million in abortion. But specifically, I know they were impregnated by men, but women went in those abortion clinics. So that's the most dangerous place to be for black people, is in the black womb. That's what I'm saying. I don't like when I hear the rhetoric about other, the common narrative about how violent black men are and all this. I really can't even tolerate hearing it.
I think people don't realize, well, I don't know if I think a lot of people don't realize what goes on in that type of operation, like what physically goes on to the baby in that type of operation.
Bro.
So they don't realize the violence behind it.
It's extremely violent. You ripping you killing the baby, you ripping it apart, and vacuum sucking it out. I was going to show, and that I don't know if you had that book I wrote, Killing Black Innocence.
Mm-hmm.
That's the book I was looking for. I was looking for it around here. I was going to talk about that health czar that Obama elected, who said basically that that the government should determine who could have babies.
I think I remember that. Remember that.
I can't find the book though. It's around here somewhere. Anyway, I was going to put, and I just decided not to. In an earlier edition, I had like the pictures from the abortion. Bro.
You can see limbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You crushed the head. It crushed the head of the baby. Yeah. I mean, and it wasn't just regular pictures. It was pictures of like aborted fetuses.
That's terrible, man.
And then sell the parts to science.
Or they are just thrown away. Yeah, man. This. So I don't want to hit. I can't tolerate, some of that rhetoric.
That's not far from what the Phoenicians were doing.
The Canaanite, dealing with Molech. Yeah, that's the same thing. It's the same as this blood of children. Like we were dealing with that's why I was talking about America's like Sodom and Gomorrah. We're dealing with the cries that came up to the Lord because you all the victimization. Those babies, you got 60 million babies. The cries of them. I don't really think that people understand the concept of you reap what you sow, and you can't kill 60 million babies in a country and think everything's gonna be okay with you. That the Lord doesn't see that the Lord don't see you killing babies. I don't think people realize that. That's why I said this is a very important moment in American history. If they don't get this right and try to do like Nineveh did, try to stave off complete destruction for a moment, I don't think it's going to, I know it's not going to turn well for this country.
Man, over 60 million.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how loud those cries will be at once?
Deafening. You know what? The silence is deafening.
Yeah.
That's why I wrote the book. When I knew what abortion was, obviously, but I didn't know
it was that prevalent.
No, I did not. And I didn't know it was that prevalent amongst Black people. When I found out it was that prevalent amongst our people, that's why I wrote the book. I said, this is the least I can do to try, because I'm like, this is a crime. Because even when you think about the transatlantic slave trade, brother, all those people for hundreds of years that were thrown overboard, you thought some million,
they was
but
alive.
60 million,
They was alive.
huh?
I said they were alive. They had the chance to actually live. You don't even have a chance to. You killed
Oh,
it before you even out the womb.
yeah, you alive, but you're not out of the womb. Yeah. So, but my thing was, man, and the what you said how loud the cries were. What got me was the deafening silence. Nobody was talking about it. That's why I always bring it up. I always talk about it because I'm like, anybody else talking about it? They act like it ain't going on. Then they want to march when somebody gets shot. Okay, but what about these babies y'all done killed? You know what I'm saying? So
That's crazy.
yeah, I always talk about it. I always talk about it. Anytime I can talk about it, I always talk about it because like I said, the KKK, they can put their feet up, man. They can relax. As long as they got abortion, what you need? Why what they need to do? You doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, black people we kill every day through abortion.
No, the crazy thing is they don't even realize the motive between the person that put all the facilities to do it in the neighborhoods.
You talking about eugenics?
Margaret Singer, I think is her name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But she was a eugenicist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you talking about what became Planned Parenthood? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this idea that you shouldn't live, man, that's satanic, man. That's satanic. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time since I looked at that information in that book. I want to say that that health czar, he wanted to put like birth control in the water. Man, people are crazy, man. So if people are crazy, it's a lot of people, going back to what Khalil said about the earth being overpopulated. It's a lot of people that want less people on the earth. That's satanic, man.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, man.
Yes, it is.
It seems like more and more. Well, I don't know about more and more, but people just out here being wicked to be, especially people with enough funding and stuff, and enough ability to move and make real power moves. Out here just being wicked to be wicked.
Yeah.
Sociopaths. I mean, really rich sociopaths.
Yeah. Who are you to say? Who are you to control my life and to say what I can do, cannot do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then to make matters worse, it's interesting to hear people say, well, somebody with, 80 billion dollars in their account, or 80 million dollars in their account, won't try to adjust societies to make it more in their favor or push certain agendas or things that they believe in. Somebody with that much money wouldn't do that.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
Or even if they're bored and they just want to turn some tables. At that point, you got enough money. It's like playing Monopoly, but with real people.
Right.
You can control a society. That has to be the biggest exchange of power I think a human could feel, is to play with a whole society of people and watch them move.
Yeah, once you got a lot of money, the next thing to get is power, because you got a whole bunch of money. You ain't running in a rat race.
It's like playing The Sims, but globally.
Yeah, it's a mindset, but it's satanic. It's satanic. I'm gonna show you. I don't have my book, but this is just this is John Holdren. Okay. He once floated the idea of forced abortions, compulsory sterilization. This is the man that President Obama chose to be the science czar. He floated, huh?
I said he looked like the crackhead that used to be up at the corner of the liquor store back in my hometown.
No, he's not a crack. Well, I don't know if he does crack, but he's from MIT. Degrees from MIT. He's not. So he once floated the idea of forced abortions, compulsory sterilization, and the creation of a planetary regime that would oversee human population levels and control all natural resources as a means of protecting the planet. You'd be surprised how prevalent these ideas are in academia. Controversial ideas his critics say should have been brought up in his Senate confirmation hearings. Holdren, who has degrees from MIT and Stanford, so you talk about cracking, he has degrees from MIT and Stanford and headed a science policy program at Harvard's Kennedy School of Government for the past 13 years. This is from 2009, all right? So it's an older text. This book right here, Eco Science, Population, Resources, Environment, bro. Many of Holden's radical ideas on population control were not brought up at his confirmation hearings. It appears that the senators were scrutinized him, had no knowledge of the contents of a textbook he co-authored in 1977. The 1,000-page course book, which was written with environmentalist activist Paul and Ann Ehrlich, discusses and in one passage seems to advocate totalitarian measures to curb population growth, which it says could cause an environmental catastrophe. The three authors summarized their guiding principle in a single sentence: to provide a high quality of life for all, there must be fewer people. Who in the hell are you to say that?
That's crazy, man.
Sociopath.
Let's keep reading. As first reported by Front Page Magazine, Holdren and his co-authors spend a portion of the book discussing possible government programs that could be used to lower birth rates. Those plans include forcing single women to abort their babies or put them up for adoption, implanting sterilizing capsules in people when they reach puberty. In other words, like you be sterilized and then you'd have to get permission to have children. And spiking water reserves and staple foods with a chemical that will make people sterile. To help achieve those goals, they formulate a quote a world government scheme, unquote, that they call the planetary regime, which would administer the world's resources and human growth. And they discuss, when you read Brave New World, read 1984, these books are not just books out of fiction. These are books that basically globalists, I know I sound crazy, but globalists have plans like this. Yeah, so man, people people need to wake up.
I was getting ready to say people just out here falling for the okie doke.
I heard I turn on the radio every so often to see, I turn it on and I tolerate it for about 10 minutes. I turn it off. And they were talking this morning, they were talking about former President Obama and his wife coming to Chicago on the radio. That's one of the big propaganda platforms, Black radio, that people still listen to radio. They just tell us anything on the radio. This is the person you need to vote for. This is where you need to go get this shot, this and that. But they were saying they coming to Chicago, and the sister even said, yeah, we're not gonna see him. He was coming from some meeting or something that had nothing to do with Black folks. He's like, yeah, we're not gonna see him, but I just get so excited. What are you excited for? What has he done for you? Nothing. Why are you excited? You just kind of, she inferred that he has done nothing or wouldn't do anything, not concerned about it. Why do you care? I just get so excited when they come. For what? Was he a freedom fighter? You know what I'm saying? Was he power to the people? No. That's what I'm saying, man. We man. He getting people like this to be a health czar. A man that's advocating forced sterilization and compulsory abortions and putting birth control in the water and food, which it actually already is.
I was saying, guess who's gonna be the first ones?
For real? So you
Um,
talking about from like sink?
no, what I mean, I don't mean like in the water and food. What I'm saying like that. What I mean is, okay, something's wrong with the food. So all these plastics, it impacts
Yeah.
you.
Yes, it does.
You look at the sperm count in men. What's the sperm count in men?
I don't know.
What'd you say?
I said I don't know.
He said, I don't know exactly. 2 million and one. No, give me a second. American men, your sperm is getting worse and scientists don't know why. Then they show this. Sperm quality in US men has been falling over the past 15 years, according to a study. While it's not entirely clear why environmental factors may be playing a part. Talk of declining sperm is nothing new. Back in 2017, the topic made global headlines after a huge study concluded that sperm counts in Western men have fallen by over 50% from 1973 to 2011. Or maybe we wonder why he walking around with a pink sweater on. It called for an urgent investigation into the causes of this decline, though the study also faced some criticism. Anyway, yeah, man, it's something environmental. It's just like, the food, the foods that we eat, that's not, that's this consumption of plastics and things like that, that's producing estrogen, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm gonna just real quick show you that. So I'm not saying they've added that to the food. I'm just saying like some of the things that we're doing. Estrogenic chemicals often leach from BPA-free plastic. You see what I'm saying? That comes from, so yeah, in this food, all this soy, genetically modified soy.
I was looking at the reactions people's body had once they left the US and started eating food where they didn't have to worry about additives and antibiotics and preservatives. People's skin cleared up. Their intestines started to work better. They lost a bunch of weight. And they said they really hadn't changed their lifestyle much. They're still eating like typically the American foods that they ate, but a lot of the stuff that's in the food here is not in other countries.
Oh no. We Brother Tim was talking about that the other day. But yeah, as far as the food, but yeah, if you think about how sweet things here are here, and then you go to someplace else and taste it, we just loaded with sugar. That's the crack. You talking about that man looked like he was a crackhead. We the crack, all this sugar. Man, we need a hit. What that say? Where that Snicker commercial? Not feeling like yourself today?
Yeah.
Hey, Snickers. You tweaking. You tweaking. Yeah, you're tweaking. You need a hit. Like, instead of dope man can I have another hit? Little Debbie can I have another hit? Yeah, man, we on that stuff. We on that stuff, man. Yeah, man. It's bad. It's all bad. All right, brother. Y'all got anything else? Before we get out of here? Nope.
Sure.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers. And Lord willing, I see y'all. Be the Lord's will. I see y'all in a few hours for Bible study.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right, bro. Peace.